Don't panic. I know it looks weird. We are looking at the official Galaxy S26 Ultra. And the first thing you noticed, the thing that's probably making you scream at your screen right now, is that the camera hole is huge. Compared to the S25, it looks like a step backward. It's a noticeable black dot staring at you. And honestly, when I first saw this leak in the One UI 8.5 firmware, I thought Samsung had lost their mind. I thought, great, we're back to 2018 bezels. But here's the kicker. They didn't do this to make the phone ugly. They did this because they finally fixed the selfie. Samsung is bumping the field of view from 80 degrees to 85. Now, 5 degrees sounds like nothing. It sounds like math class, but in the real world, that 5 degrees is the difference between fitting your whole squad in the frame and cutting off your uncle's ears. It's the difference between a nice selfie and an actual group photo you don't have to crop. The wider angle means you need a wider lens assembly, hence the bigger hole. It's a trade-off, sure, but looking at these reference renders, it's worth it. And look, if you're staring at the dot and not the photo, you're doing it wrong. Let's talk about how this thing actually feels, because that is where the Ultra magic lives. We've got the silver unit here. Shout out to the Cat Leaks for nailing this look months ago. And it is sleek, but the real story is in the chassis. Remember how the S25 felt like holding a sharp-edged rectangle, like a piece of architectural glass? Well, Samsung softened the edges. They rounded the corners more aggressively. Listen to that S Pen clicker. It's got this curved finish now. It lines up perfectly with your thumb. When you push it in, it feels premium. It sounds mechanical. It's the little haptic details that make you feel like this is a $1,300 tool, not just a toy. And the bezels, thinner than the S25. The screen is literally floating in the air. It's gorgeous. You're getting this in silver, this deep, moody black, and this new purple that's going to look absolutely viral on TikTok. But okay, the design is evolution. The screen, that is a revolution. This right here, this is why Samsung is about to print money with the S26 Ultra. They are calling it the Flex Magic OLED, and I'm calling it the Anti-Snoop feature. Look at this animation. When you're looking at the phone dead on, straight on, everything is perfect. Colors popping, 100% brightness. The second you tilt it, just a few degrees, top, bottom, side, the screen goes dark. Now, you've seen privacy screens on laptops before. They usually make the screen look grainy or washed out. They ruin the experience. This doesn't. This is built into the panel. Let me give you a scenario. You're on the subway. It's crowded. Some guy is standing right over your shoulder. You get a notification. It's a bank alert or a private text. Or, let's be real, you're doom scrolling through your photos. You panic. You hunch over. You try to shade the screen with your hand. It's awkward. With the S26 Ultra, you don't flinch, you keep scrolling. He just sees a black screen, he sees nothing. This is peace of mind tech. And the best part? Samsung is locking this to the S26 Ultra. The S26, the S26 Plus, they don't get it. The older models won't get it via software update because it requires the hardware panel. This is Samsung saying, if you want the best privacy in the world, you have to buy the best phone in the world. That is smart business. Now let's shift gears to the brain of the operation, because Bixby, guys, Bixby is back from the dead. I never thought I'd say this. We spent years roasting Bixby. We made memes. It was the button you accidentally pressed and got mad at. But Samsung just completely overhauled it. They partnered with Perplexity. If you don't know Perplexity, it's basically an AI that actually knows how to search the web accurately. And looking at this demo, it changes everything. The UI is clean. It looks like ChatGPT, text box at the bottom, hamburger menu for history, chat button on top. It feels familiar, but the integration is the key. I asked it a simple question: is my battery protection turned on? Now, if you ask Google Gemini that on a phone right now, it usually gives you a generic link to the settings page and says, here's how you do it. Bixby, it just said yes. It dug into the system settings, checked the toggle, and gave me the answer. That is the difference between a chatbot and an assistant. But, and here's the critique part, it's not perfect yet. In this leak, it doesn't look like it can see your screen or access your camera feed like Gemini can. If I take a picture of a restaurant menu, Gemini can read it. Bixby right now feels a little blind. And honestly, at this point, Bixby is arguably better than Siri, which let that sink in. We live in a world where Bixby is winning. And don't worry, Samsung isn't deleting Gemini. You can still download it. You have options. Competition makes the tech better. I love that. Let's talk specs for a second, because this thing is a beast under the hood. We're looking at the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, or depending on your region, the Exynos 2600. And look, I know people get tribal about chips, but the rumors on this Gen 5 Snapdragon, it's a monster. Gaming is going to be buttery smooth. Video rendering is going to be faster than ever. It's the kind of power that you don't need today, but in 2 years, when apps get heavier, you're going to be glad you have it. But I saved the most important news for last, the price. If you've been following the tech news, you know that memory prices have skyrocketed. Manufacturing chips, storage, it's all gotten way more expensive. Analysts were predicting Samsung was going to hike the price of the S26 Ultra to $1,400 or even $1,500. I was ready to get mad. I was drafting the angry video in my head. But Samsung just surprised us. A new report out of Korea says they made the decision to take the profit hit. They are absorbing the cost so we don't have to pay it. That is rare. Companies rarely say, we'll make less money to keep our fans happy. The prices are staying flat. The S26 base is $800, the S26 Plus is $1,000, the S26 Ultra is $1,300. You are getting the Flex Magic OLED, the new Snapdragon chip, the wider selfie camera, and the new design language for the same price as the phone from last year. That is what I call value engineering. They are packing more value into the same box. Now, mark your calendars. Samsung is expected to unveil the whole lineup on February 25th in San Francisco. That's a bit later than usual, probably because they're fighting those memory shortages and tweaking these privacy panels at the last minute to make sure they're perfect. Stores should see them in March. Is the bigger camera hole a crime against design? Maybe. But is the privacy display the feature of the year? Absolutely. The S26 Ultra is shaping up to be the phone to beat in 2026. It's got the style, it's got the brains, and most importantly, it respects your wallet and your privacy. I'm going to be doing a full comparison video as soon as I get my hands on the retail unit, specifically testing that new Bixby against ChatGPT to see if it really holds up. If you want to see that AI battle go down and you want to support the channel so I can keep buying these expensive gadgets to review for you, smash that like button. It helps more than you know. And if you're still watching, you are a real one. Comment down below, privacy screen, if you think that's the feature you care about most. I'll see you in the next one. Stay charged. Peace out.